Today I'm going to bust one of the biggest myths that I hear artists repeat all the time, and I'm sure you've probably heard it too. And that's that you should charge at least $2 per square inch, or make sure that you're earning at least $50 an hour for your time. I actually just Googled it and I got a response that said artists should be charging at least $100 an hour or $3 to $6 per square inch. Like there's some sort of universal artist minimum wage that's carved in stone. But there's a huge problem here. That's just not how the world works. And believing this is probably the reason why you're struggling to sell your art. The truth is, when you're starting out, your time might actually have a negative worth. That's right, I said it, a negative worth. And here's what I mean. Say you spend $100 on a canvas, a frame, and the paint that goes into a painting, and it takes you 4 hours to complete that painting. Well, at the start of the painting journey, you're probably not very good. I know I wasn't. And you're going to end up with a painting that you couldn't even give away for free. You're going to end up with a painting that you probably couldn't even pay people to hang in their house. So you've taken $100 worth of materials, and in 4 hours, you've turned it into something that's worth less than zero. So your time actually has at least a negative $25 per hour impact on the materials you start with. Look, you're trying to make a living out of something people do as a hobby. And that's something people pay to do at the beginning. When you're learning in any field, your time really isn't worth very much. Think of it like playing hockey or guitar. While you're still falling down on the ice and hitting bad notes, nobody's paying you to do that. But as you improve, the math changes. You get better. Now for those same materials, in 4 hours, you can create a painting that people will pay $100 for. So you're at least covering your costs. Now your time isn't worth anything, but at least you're covering your costs of materials. Now say you improve a little more, now you can charge $200 for that same painting. Now you're making $100 profit out of 4 hours work. Now you can confidently say that your time is worth $25 an hour. And then it just keeps going up from there. But who decides what your time is worth? Not you. Not Google with some made-up number that you should be making, not Facebook. It's the public, the buyers with their wallets. If nobody's buying your work right now, the truth is your prices are just too high for where your work is at. Now, if your work starts flying off the wall, great. Now it's time to raise your prices. Let me give you a real example from my own journey. When I first started painting, I was charging $260 for a half-sheet watercolor frame. That cost me about $100 in material. The painting would take me 20-some hours. That worked out after my costs to about $8 an hour. Was I mad at that? No. I was still working as a full-time police officer. I wasn't doing this to make money. My focus was on getting better at painting and starting to build a client base. Fast forward to today, I recently completed a 12-inch by 12-inch painting on TikTok in 1 hour. That painting sold for $895. So now my time is worth several $100s an hour. Why? Because I've had 25 years of improving my skill, improving my conceptual knowledge, gaining much more experience, and really pushing my creativity until I've developed work with a unique voice that enough people say, oh my God, I love it, I have to have it. I've built a loyal following, and that's what they're willing to pay. And what about pricing per square inch? Well, it's the same thing applies. The public decides. Any given painting right now that you produce is worth whatever the public is willing to pay for it. So if you have several 20 by 20 paintings and people are willing to pay $100 but no more, well, that means right now your work is worth 25 cents a square inch. If they're willing to pay $800, that means your work is worth $2 a square inch. But the public sets the price they are willing to pay, not some random formula that you've found on the internet. I mean, plain and simple, your work is worth what people are willing to pay for it. But here's the best part. If you have your work priced correctly, it will sell and sell quickly. That creates a buzz, that creates more demand for your work, which eventually raises your prices naturally. And that's how you should build a career. And another thing is that your early work has a very short shelf life. The work that you're doing now is not going to stand up to work that you're doing 6 months, a year, or 2 years from now if you continue to improve. And if you price that work too high right now and it doesn't sell, you're going to be stuck with it. You're not going to be able to show it with your new improved work, or it's just going to diminish your brand. And then you're going to end up with the largest collections of poor quality examples of your work. Much better to sell it at the beginning for whatever you can get for it. So that's the advice. Price your work to sell. Build your collector base, improve your skills, and as the demand goes up, your prices go up. Now, if this resonated with you and you're serious about building a real art career, you can click on the link in the description to get 5 free chapters from my new book, You Can Sell Your Art. And that's a step-by-step guide to creating a livable income from your art. And if you don't believe this is all possible, I really encourage you to check out Emily Valentine, one of the students in my online art academy. Emily used this strategy to quadruple her prices over 1 year. Now she's killing it. She's winning major awards at shows. She's selling her work like hotcakes at very high prices, and she can't even keep up with the demand. So check out her Instagram at EmilyValentine_art to see just what is possible in a very short time. And if you want to work directly with me to improve the quality of your work so people are excited to pay more for it, I have a couple of great options for you. First, there's my color and composition course. You'll learn how to quit making mistakes in the first few minutes of a painting that doom the finished painting to failure, and instead create stronger, more desirable work right from the outset. One of the modules in this course walks you through the 10 most common compositional weaknesses, shows you how to avoid them, and shows you what to do to fix them. Simply by avoiding these mistakes, you'll already be on the way to creating much more impactful work that people are more likely to buy. And you'll learn how with just a few tweaks, you can take a painting from good to great, that takes it from, oh, that's nice, to, oh my God, I love it, I have to have it. And that's what causes people to get their wallets out. And if you click on the link below, you can get the full course for just $49. And it's regularly over $300. And it's a lifetime course. And I'm so sure you're going to find this course incredibly valuable. It comes with a 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee. So there's absolutely no risk to you. And if you're really serious about turning your passion into a career, be sure to check out my Unstoppable Artist program. It's a bundle of my best courses. It covers things like mastering the business of being an artist and creating great photos to paint from, as well as how to accurately photograph your paintings for the internet and for print purposes. There's one course that's entirely devoted to helping you create a plan to building your own unique voice, where you love the process, you love the work, and enough of the public loves the work that you can make a livable income from your art. And you'll get a behind-the-scenes look at exactly how I create my light through the trees paintings in water-soluble oils. And it comes with the color and composition course that I just mentioned. If you were to buy these courses individually, it would cost you over $1,000, but you can get the entire bundle with the link below for just $199. And as an added bonus, every one of my courses comes with one live group Zoom call where I'll critique your paintings, answer your questions, and offer coaching advice. So to get the 5 free chapters of my book and check out my courses at these amazing discounts to see if they're a good fit for you, just click on the link in the description.